What's up, YouTube? What's up? What's up? So let me get right to it. Over the road slash regional versus local. You know the difference? Looking at it right now. Traffic. Nah, but seriously. Yeah, that is serious though. But yeah, so in my opinion, over the road versus over the road slash regional versus local. Okay, see, I like me personally. I like over the road slash regional better than local. I'm gonna tell you why. From my experience, which is 3 years driving, when you are local, I'm gonna give you the rundown on local. When you local, they sell you on the bend home every day, which is it's kind of like a lie, but it's the truth at the same time. So a local, yeah, you might be home every day, but you still ain't spending time with your family or your peoples, cause you gonna get home every day, but all you gonna have time to do is eat, take a shower, and take your butt to sleep to turn around and do it all over again the next day. You ain't gonna have time to be out going out or you know what I'm saying? Even you ain't even gonna have time to pillow talk with your girl. That's all I'm gonna say. Let me leave it at that. Everything gonna be so tight, restricted that by the time you get home from doing your local runs, you're gonna be burnt out, tired, and you ain't gonna have time to do nothing but eat, you know what, and go to sleep. Yeah, that's about it. And then also with local versus over the road original. With the local work, you're gonna work way harder. You're gonna work way harder, physically wise. Because, and the reason I say that is because every delivery you have gonna be so time restrained. So you're gonna always be on a go, 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 and rushing. You're gonna be trying to fight through traffic, and you're gonna have to just like I said, to make your money, you gotta do a bunch of deliveries in one day, basically. With local, you gotta knock out a bunch of deliveries in one day just to make your money. And still, in most cases, the money you make still gonna be less than an over the road versus than an over the road driver, basically. Because what they're doing is they substitute it. It's either you're gonna be away from your peoples and make good money, or you're gonna be quote unquote home every night, which is really just in your own bed. That's about it. You're just not sleeping in the truck, but you know what I'm saying. Still ain't really spending no time. So you want to do that every day and have less money, basically. Because everything in trucking, the further you go out, the more money the delivery gonna pay, and that's in whatever niche you're doing. It don't even matter. I'm in car hauling, and the cars that's going locally in my area is it doesn't pay nowhere near compared to if I was to go 700 miles. Doesn't, not at all. So now on the over the road, pros and cons. Over the road, I say over the road slash regional. Over the road is you just, you know what I'm saying, you might be out a month at a time, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Regional, it's kind of like regional is basically what I'm doing right now, which is you out through the week, come home on the weekends. So with that, you're gonna be home less, but like I said, the pay is gonna be better. And like I said, the difference is you're just not sleeping in your own bed every night like the quote unquote local drivers are. Which still, even with local, sometimes it don't even make sense to go home because you might there might be an accident or something. Where because it's like with them local jobs, the deliveries got to get made regardless. So it's like you might have to. It might not make sense for you to go home, especially depending on how far you live. So you might have to still like camp out in the truck. I had to do it. When I first got in the industry, I had a local job. My first job was a local job, cause just like everybody else, trying to avoid that going over the road. Until I realized real quick, ain't no way around it for the most part, unless you connect it, which you know what I'm saying. Most of us not. I know I wasn't. I'm the first person in my family or anybody I even know to have a CDL. So everything I had to learn either from experience or from like looking on YouTube, the other little YouTube truck drivers and stuff when they be putting information out. Other than that, I had to get it on my own, get it how I live, basically. So that's why I like over the road and regional better than local, cause it's less physical work on your body. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't mind the physical work, but it's you trying to be out here, trying to have longevity in this in your career. You don't want to be all like how most older guys doing labor jobs be once they get in them late 30s or mid 30s, they body all broken all down, tore up. You know what I'm saying? Got a limp when they walk, knee brace, elbow brace. Like I'm not trying to be like that. I'm not trying to be 35 feeling like I'm 55. Like I ain't having it. So if you want the longevity in a career, longevity in trucking, I would say do over the road or regional. But like I said, you ain't got you might have like one delivery per day in most cases, depending on how far you going. But it's way less work. You doing over the road, you kind of doing more mental work, and I say that because you know what I'm saying. You timing your hours of service, your e-log and stuff like that. You trying to manipulate that legally, of course, in the best way possible to be able to make your deliveries, make your drop-offs, and still once and still by the time you do your 10-hour break and get back on the clock the next day, still you know what I'm saying, having enough time to get places on time. So you doing more mental work over the road. Like say you doing like a say like when I used to be in refrigerated to go from the East Coast all the way to like California, and that's like 2,400 miles right there. So you gotta manage that right, because if you know what I'm saying, you slipping one day out of that run, you might set yourself back to where you ain't gonna make the delivery on time, and you don't want to be coming late to appointments. And then you ain't gonna get none of the good loads, or you ain't gonna, or they gonna have you waiting. Your company gonna have you waiting and not, you know what I'm saying, not getting no loads for it, and you be losing money because they only gonna give the good paying loads to the best drivers and the people who they see is putting the miles in or working hard, basically. In other words, so yeah, that's why I like the. I rather do over the road. And I get also I don't like being in traffic, bro. Like I always had this thing about being in traffic. I hate it. I hate it. Like that's one thing I love about trucking is the being on the highway driving. I love driving on the highway, but as far as just driving period and being in traffic, I go crazy if I'm in traffic too long. Like and like I said, like I'm from the DC area. Right now I live on the outskirts, and I don't like going to DC because it's too much traffic. There's too much traffic. DC is like a baby New York or something like that as far as the traffic wise. If anybody ever been to Washington DC, so it's like the baby New York as far as traffic. You coming around, you get stuck on the you get stuck in DC at the wrong time, boy. The little 20-mile drive gonna be 2 hours. So yeah, but that's about it. That's the pros and cons of both, and give you my opinion on what I like best. So as always, like, share, and subscribe, and like I said, comment at the bottom which ones you guys prefer for all my drivers out there. I'll see y'all on next one.